As your story begins, standing on the cobblestone street of London, waiting for your professor, you were told he would meet you here to take you to Hogwarts. As you look up into the distance, you see something flying towards you. What is that? It's a magical flying carriage. This carriage had invisible horses pulling it as the driver of the carriage moved the reins up and down. Controlling the carriage, he guides it to swoop in for a nice, graceful landing right in front of you. As the carriage lands, the door opens and out comes Professor Fig. It appears you are almost ready to depart, young student. I assume you have been practicing your spellcasting on your own? Try to remember your spells. I'm sure you will eventually be tested, so be prepared. As you look at Professor Fig, you nod your head. Yes, you have been studying your spells. This is your dream. You have been accepted to Hogwarts, and your dream has come true. The professor looks at you and smiles. I've never seen someone take so well to a secondhand wand. I can't wait to see what it looks like when you get your own. As you and the professor just started talking, you hear a sound in the distance. The space in front of you starts to swirl. You hear a sound, and someone appears. Hello, Professor Fig. Good to see you, sir. George! Welcome. Hope my coordinates didn't confuse you too much. No, it didn't, Professor. Your location didn't throw me off, not one bit. As you all stand in front of the carriage, your professor mentions that your first day of school is coming fast. We better get going. We have things to do. As you all start walking towards the entrance of the carriage, you step up the beautiful wood steps and go inside. As you look around, the carriage is fancy, with suede seating, soft and plush. The walls also lined with burgundy, suede, and gold trim. Holding it together, a beautiful stained wood, soft to the touch and smooth. You can tell this carriage was built handmade, with love and care. Every piece is perfect. As everyone loads in behind you, you see George look behind him just for a second before climbing into the carriage. Yeah. The carriage driver tells the invisible horses to go. And in that split second, you can feel your whole body get lighter as the carriage takes flight. As the carriage is flying in the air above the tallest buildings, nobody can even see you. The carriage is flying in and out of clouds. Who knew something like this existed? Now so high in the sky, the carriage starts to calm down a bit as we hit normal carriage cruising altitude. It's peaceful up here as you look out the window, admiring all the little yellow lights from the windows of the houses below. It's a lot more bright down there than you would have thought. As you look around, George speaks to the professor. "Glad I caught you before you left, Professor Fig. I take it this is your new student. I can tell they have potential. They wouldn't have put you with the student if he didn't. But I know with your teaching you will be exceptional no matter what. Now, Professor Fig, have you seen this?" As you sit there, George Auric pulled from his bag a newspaper with a goblin on it. Ramrock, the head of the Goblin Rebellion, was in the Daily News. George explains to the professor that this person is very dangerous, and it was his wife that alerted George. She gave this warning right before her death. She knew something was wrong. George explains further that the Professor Fig is in danger, although people are not paying attention to this goblin. She also sent George a capsule by owl, but it had no response or return. It was a capsule beautifully made with goblin metal. As you watch what is happening, George pulls out the capsule. The glow on the capsule is magical. A magic white flare. Do you see the glow? As Professor Fig and George study this case, they twirl the capsule upside down, looking at all sides. But they do not see the white glow. As you reach out your hand for the small container, they give it to you. You take the small capsule made of goblin metal and look at the sides. Right in the front, a white golden flame stares back at you. You pull your hand out and touch the white flame. The capsule clicks a few times, then opens up. And inside, a key. The key had the same flame, but engraved onto it. This is a mystery, and Professor Fig nor George actually know what it is. In that moment, sitting directly in front of you, George Auric, as he reaches out his hand to grab the capsule back to take a look, you hear something. Suddenly, the carriage was bitten in half by a huge dragon. George was sitting right there in front of you, and now he's gone. As you and Professor are falling out of the carriage, free falling from the sky, the carriage pieces are everywhere, and as you look at the dragon, it looks directly in your eyes, and swallows what's left of the carriage whole. As flames burrow out of their nose, the dragon now looks at you and Professor as you're falling. The key! The key! In that second, you hear the professor tell you to grab the key. It's right in front of you. Reaching out to touch it with your hands. Barely grabbing it, you got it. The professor then uses his body to find his way near you as he navigates the wind. As he uses his cape, closer he comes to you and grabs you. Just in time, the dragon is now focused on you and the professor, turning and shifting his body mid-air, flapping his wings towards you. As he looks at you and the professor falling, the dragon takes a big deep breath in, and out comes a huge flame ball flying down at you. The professor whips out his wand. Opening your eyes, the professor teleported you both to a cave. The ground here was hard and cold. It's dark. There's only one source of light coming from the front of the cave. As you look around, you both stand up. This special key you grabbed on the way down is a Portkey, specially made with magic to teleport you to a certain location predetermined. When the professor used his magic, this is where it took you. As you and the professor walk towards the front of the cave, you don't know where you are, nor does the professor. But when you look out, a beautiful ocean as far as you can see in front of you. It looks magical. And in the middle, a picturesque view of a stone tower built into the side of the mountain. Alone in this ocean like an island, secluded from the world. It must be here on purpose. As you both walk down the mountainside, trying to figure out a way to get to this tower made of stone, you come across what looks to be an old bridge that connected the two sides. The professor takes out his wand and waves it in the air. Reparo. The bridge pieces fly into the air, circle around you and the professor, like it was caught in a small tornado, and puts itself back together as if nothing ever happened. As you start walking towards the other side of the bridge, you come across a statue of a man. This must be the owner that once lived here, a tall man with a beard and a cape holding two objects. In his left hand, holding a book towards his chest, and in his right, it looks like a ball of some sort. The statue is a bit old and dilapidated, like nobody has been here in a very long time. There's not much to explore out here on the courtyard. As you look around, you need to find a way inside. Look for anything that will give you a hint. As you search all around on the ground and the walls, in the distance, you see a slight white glow on the wall near the statue. As you walk closer, the glow gets brighter and brighter. This wall has the same flame as the key did. As you step to the wall, reaching out your hand, you slowly touch the flame. Now inside the rock tower, you have been transported once again. The professor right with you as you both look around. It looks like you're in a lobby waiting room. This looks like Green Grok Bank. At the far end of the lobby is a desk sitting there. A goblin snoring. As you walk up, the sleeping goblin slowly picks up his head. Interesting. Welcome to Green Grok Wizard Bank. The goblin gets up from his desk to walk around to greet you. I assume you're here for Vault 12. Do you have the key? As you and Professor Fig are shocked about the events that has taken place here, not quite sure what to do, you decide to go with the flow. Yes, you are here for Vault 12. Here, the key. Follow me. This way, please. Following the goblin towards another part of the bank. This place looks huge. As you get closer to the room, you see what looks to be a trolley, or maybe a Volt cart. The Volt cart has 4 wheels, and over and above each wheel, a train track. The goblin sits down and waves you and the professor to sit with him in the Volt cart. You've never been on one of these before, and it doesn't look safe at all. But you can see that they use these all the time. As soon as you sit down, the goblin pushes a lever forward. The Volt cart starts to move, making a slight noise as it begins to pick up speed. Keep your hands and feet on the inside of the cart, please, if you want to keep them, that is. The goblin laughs, and the professor looks at you. He turns to the goblin and says, "Is it common for people to have their own entrance? This is amazing." The goblin looks back and explains that only the most powerful people can arrange for something like this to happen. Someone with lots of wealth or power are the only people that can do this. As the vault cart continues driving, you come across a lone goblin with a security badge. The goblin vault cart soon starts to slow down as the security guard waves you over. Where to? The security guard asks. As the goblin looks at him and tells him, "We're going to Vault 12. The security guard looks at you. Continue on. As a vault cart only has a bit longer to go, you continue on after being waved. Finally, coming to Vault 12, the cart starts to slow down and then comes to a complete stop. You made it to your destination. As everyone steps out of the vault cart, the goblin attendant uses the key to open the door to the vault. A huge and indestructible thick vault door. It opens slowly as you and the professor step past the threshold of the door inside the vault. You look around. There are shelves and books here. Just as you're about to ask the professor a question, the goblin looks at you and says, "On accordance to Vault 12 request, I am to grant you access to the holder of the key and then shut the door. Best of luck." The goblin completely shutting the door before you guys can even notice. The professor looks at you in confusion. That was certainly unexpected. Now, with the door shut, you need to find your way out. Looking all around this room, no bigger than a small living room, there's nothing here. Just boxes and shelves. In the ceiling, you could see a low lit candle giving on just a bit of light to see. As you put your wand in the air, Reveal is a magical spell that lets you see any hidden secrets around you. There, behind the shelf at the far end of the room, a door hidden by magic. As you walk closer to the door, a symbol, the same symbol, the white glowing flame is on the door. As you reach out your hand to touch it, the door finally opens. This is no ordinary vault. It seems more like a test. The professor looks at you and says, "It's time for you to learn Lumos, a magical spell that turns the tip of your wand into a light beacon. As you light up the area around you, Lumos, you can finally see. You and the professor are now standing in a crypt. This crypt surrounded by stone statues with swords and full plate metal made of stone. Be careful, the professor says to you. As you both walk forward, the 10 statues start to move. As you take a step forward, the statues take a step forward. The magic that guides this crypt is testing you. As the stone statues ready to fight. Portkey, you wave your wand, creating a shield around your whole body. Stupefied, a red beam of magic flows out of your wand, striking the statue over and over. The professor is trying his hardest to do the same, protecting you with magic shooting from his wand. Portkey, another statue strikes down on you. As you fall to one knee, you hear Levioso. The professor throws the statues at one of another. As the statues collide, they break into small pieces. Levioso. The professor now picks up a statue and throws another. As you kneel down on one knee, trying to regain your strength, another statue jumps out. Portkey. A shield forms around you as a statue strikes down and hits it. You collapse to the ground. Levioso. The professor picks up the last statue, and one magic spell later, all the rest of the stone statues explode. Tired and battered, as your sight starts to fade, you're blacking out. You can slightly hear the professor. "Are you okay? Are you okay, young student?" As you start to fall deeper and deeper into the blackness of your eyelids, your magic is depleted. Slowly, you start to see, what is this? You start to see a vision of the ancient ones. He who has the lost magic of sight can use this magic to create a path for themselves to embrace the knowledge that was lost, unimaginable. You have the strength to find this magic that is hidden from evil. as your eyes slowly start to open, the professor turns to you and pours a green potion into your mouth. Laying there with no strength, the green portion slowly giving you more and more power back. Your body strengthening from this potion. Your eyelids opening up slowly. As you slowly regain consciousness, standing up, you have no time to waste. You tell the professor that you can see ancient magic. And that's why you can see the white flame. You've seen it in a vision. There are not many people like you. The professor looks at you. I knew you were special. Ever since I gave you that old raggedy wand. I can't wait to see you with your own. In just that moment, the door of the vault cracks open, and you can hear footsteps coming to you. It's Ramrock, the goblin from the newspaper. He is the head of the Goblin War, who's trying to start a rebellion. As he walks into the bank teller that helped you get into the vault behind him, groveling, begging him to stop. The small bank teller goblin tells Ramrock that he should not be here. He does not have the key to Vault 12. It is against the rules. Ramrock looks at the goblin, pulls out his wand, and throws the goblin across the room to hit the wall and fall to the floor.
Just as I thought. Give me whatever it is you found here.
The professor looks at Ramrock as Ramrock looks back with an intimidating face. A slightly larger goblin than the rest, with clad metal from head to toe, full of armor. I'm not giving you anything, the professor yells. Stupefy! As Ramrock pulls out his wand to block the professor's stupefy. The wand magic meets in the middle, sparking everywhere. Magic is flying all around. Suddenly, the floor starts to shake. Out the center of the floor, between Ramrock and the professor, a huge statue golem appears. Like it was summoned for people who are not supposed to be here. From the ground, it stands huge, 20 feet tall. The magic that was once meeting in the middle between the professor and Ramrock has exploded, and the golem lies in between. Let's go, young student. The professor looks at you and grabs your hand. Teleported once again. As you look around, the key has sent you to the Hogwarts ground. The professor looks at you and smiles. Finally, somewhere he recognizes. He knows where you're at from looking out the window of the small cabin. The Portkey sent us here. Again, a predetermined location. Whoever it is that made this key must have knowledge about Hogwarts. We must find who this is and more information of this ancient knowledge. As the professor looks at you, this is something we need to keep quiet. There's a lot we don't know. And with someone like Ramrock following us, we need to be careful and lay low tonight. I want you to lay down and sleep in this cabin tonight and be safe. Your first day of school is tomorrow. You need to be prepared for the sorting ceremony. So get some rest and we'll continue in the morning. As the professor walks out the room, it is time for rest. You have been beaten and battered. You're tired. As you look at the professor limping away, he's hurt too. He goes into the other room. As you hear the door shut, you walk over to the bed and you sit on the small bed in this cozy room. Out the window of the room, you can see Hogwarts. You're almost there. Your first day of school. How exciting. As you know now, you are strong and can endure the harshest of challenges. This new knowledge of ancient magic puts you on another level. And inside, you can feel the power growing. Tomorrow will be a huge day for you. Your sorting ceremony. Time for you to choose. As your mind begins to go blank with tiredness, your arms and leg start to sink deeper into the bed. Comfortably, you feel relaxed, letting go of any tensions in your muscles. As my words begin to fade, slowly they disappear. As you begin to fall deeper and deeper into your lucid dream.